Let's take a look at how the website ads module works in Odoo. We already have this module installed. It's important to mention that the module is compatible with both the community and enterprise versions. I'm currently using Odoo Community. I have it in English, but the module also comes already translated into Spanish. Alright, so let's go to the ad configuration options. Here we find the website ads module, and the first thing we see is a list of ads that we had previously created, as well as a list of categories that allows us to divide or classify the ads according to whatever criteria each person may have, right? It could be based on criteria like the type of ad, its size, or its location on the website. In short, any categorization we want to give to the ads can be defined here. By default, the module comes with these categories. For each category, we will have the name, a unique identification code, the ability to activate or deactivate it, a description, and we can assign it a color. Let's say this information is not visible to the user. It is entirely for administrative purposes. And at the bottom, we have the list of ads that belong to this category. We will be able to see whether they are active or inactive, view the number of clicks and impressions they've received, and we can delete them. Similarly, from here, we could also create ads manually. Let's go back to the list of ads, and for each ad we will have the following. Obviously, we will have an image, then a title or a name, actually a name. This name will be an internal identifier. It's not something that will be shown to the website visitor. Here we have the category, and here we can choose in which language we want to display the ad. This setting will specifically depend on how we have the website configured and how many or which languages are available for the website. Currently, on the test website I have, English and Spanish are set up as languages. So I can specify whether an ad will be available for English or for Spanish. Next comes the destination URL. This is where we will send the end user when they click on the ad, and whether that URL will open in a new window or in the same window. For optimal positioning purposes, especially for search engines, here we can strategically add alternative text, which is essentially a descriptive way for us to thoroughly describe the image content so that search engines can more easily and accurately interpret it. Further down, we have an option to add a title and a description. Depending on how we set up the ad on the website, on how we configure the widget, this will be visible. We'll see this a bit later. Next, we have the option to determine the availability of the ad, meaning from when to when the ad will be visible. This will allow us to select the day and time from and until when it will be available. And finally, at the bottom, we'll see the number of clicks and impressions it has received, as well as a CTR. This will allow us to calculate or understand, let's say, the efficiency of the ad in a very basic way. As we can see, here we have 3 ads. These 3 ads belong to the general category, and 2 of those ads are in English and 1 is in Spanish. So let's see it in action. On the website, I think the most practical and effective way to utilize this particular module is within the blog section, where we currently have our small dedicated test blog featuring 2 distinct posts. Let's go into post number 1. And what we're going to do here initially is add the ad block, the ad widget in this column. To do that, we activate edit mode. As we can see, we're on the English version of the website. Done. So let's add the module, the widget. We can find it over here, and we're going to place it here. We click on the ad, on the widget. As we can see, down here at the bottom, we already have a series of options. The first thing we're going to do is select the category. We already know that the only category where we currently have ads is the general category. And then we have 3 more options. This first option, which is the display type, here we can view it in 3 ways. A simple way, which is how we have it now. As you can see, it's a simple way. It's just the image, and if I click on it, it will take me to the link. Then we have this card option, which will allow us to have the text and the description, which is what we saw earlier in the ad configuration. And we have this layer or this overlay, which will allow us, if we hover the mouse over the ad, to see the title and description text. Those other 2 options aren't going to be very functional here at this moment because we have a very small space, so the size won't have any effect. We won't see any change, and the same thing will happen with these. The position here, well, isn't going to make any sense. In fact, I'm going to leave it here in the center. I'll set it to medium, and that's it. Let's go ahead and save this. And as we can clearly see, now we are already loading. It's actively loading an advertisement in this very first blog post or in this initial blog article. If we then proceed to the second article, it might potentially show us the other distinct advertisement. Yes, here it is. It's showing them to us randomly. Obviously, the more ads we have, the more variety we'll be able to see. But as you can see, we're using the same blog template with different content, different articles, and it's automatically changing the ads for us. Now, if we want to view the site in Spanish, remember that we have an ad in Spanish. So we switch to the Spanish version, and here it shows us the only ad we have in Spanish. Now, what happens if we want, in a specific article like this one, which is the post to article, if we want to place an ad, let's say, between these two paragraphs and have it only appear in that article? I'm going to switch back to the English version so I can enable edit mode. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to look for the widget again and drag it over here. Here we have it. We click on it. We go back again to the general category, which is the only one where I have ads. I'm going to leave it here in the simple display mode. And I can almost do something else with the size. Notice that now we can make it small, we can make it medium, we can make it large, and we can also make it fit the width of the column, right? Let's leave it small, and now the placement actually makes sense. I can put it to the left, in the center, or to the right, but I'll leave it in the center. And something else we can do is give it a background color. I can add a little background color. It could be, let's say, like this. Let's save the changes. Here we already have the complete and fully displayed page with its two prominent advertisements, right? Now, if I were to go back to examine post number 1, I certainly won't see the specific advertisement placed here between the two distinct paragraphs anymore because I have exclusively placed it only within post number 2. So all this part of the content specifically belongs to the current article, while the rest, let's say the header, the right column, or the bottom part, will be common to the template. Now let's click on one of the links. Let's click, for example, on this one, which opens the destination page for us. I'm going to close it. And what I want to do is check that the statistics are accumulating correctly. Here what we see is that for this first ad, I have 6 impressions and 0 clicks. For this second ad, which is the one I clicked on, I have 6 impressions and 1 click. And for this one, I only have 1 impression. And if you're interested in this module, you can find the link in the description of this video.